Welcome, Andreas. Thank you for joining us here at Decodes. Talking about just regulations. I mean, do you see kind of a trend with creating more sort of global regulatory standards right now? I mean, is there particular topics that are kind of encouraging that need for global regulation?
Yes, there is, you could say, a backlash with more fragmentation when it comes to regulation, but also in the political environment. That said, with the amount of information flowing on a kind of a global scale, also companies being global, having customers all around the world, I think the need for global standards will continue to be very high. And if I would pick one area, it would be the data privacy area. So in Europe, there's been a lot of discussions about the GDPR, which has been somewhat hard criticized. But now I think people have accepted the need for it, and we and other companies are learning how to live with it. And what we can see now is that there is also development, for example, in California, and also discussions in US about establishing data privacy requirements or standards. And I think that's really one area where there is a need for a global standard, because the information is really flowing all over the world.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well then I guess if we could talk a bit more specifically about different asset classes and so forth. I know like crypto assets and like OTC instruments, those are quite in focus right now. People have a lot of focus on them right now, whether it's in the media, etc. I mean, what do you see right now? Is there a need for better kind of oversight of those areas right now, or what's your views on that?
As an exchange, we are really building our business upon trust. Mm-hmm. So I think in order to develop the crypto area and the crypto platforms even further and getting more and more retail interest in it, I think there is a need to establish a kind of trust environment framework. And that, I would say, needs some regulation. And what we can see now is also that IOSCO is consulting on how should the regulation for crypto platforms be developed. So I think to take it to the next stage, especially on the crypto side, I think there is a need to having a discussion about the regulation and also establish some kind of high-level standards at least. Mm-hmm. That said, when it comes to other OTC instruments, we can see that sometimes the regulator is also overly eager to regulate. So there is OTC trading or OTC products that are developed and used by retail investors. And sometimes there's been too high requirements on investment firms or also the information to be sent to retail investors. So there's been a reduction in the use of those instruments. So it's all about finding the right balance, because we want to have retail investors involved in these kind of products as well.
Okay. Thank you, Andreas. Thank you for joining Decodes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Rewrite tomorrow.